Someone might say your running technique is wrong. You should use the forefoot strike, or you should land under the center of mass only. But this is totally untrue. Do you really know what the proper or correct running technique is? And does anyone even say correct running form? Usually, we say good running technique, and there are reasons for that. To know the reasons, we need to look at different running techniques and maybe find the perfect one. Let's start with the strike. We can do a forefoot strike, or midfoot, or a heel strike. Different strikes impact which muscles and joints we use the most. What about the landing points? Well, we can land our foot just under the center of mass, or we can land it in front of the center. Landing points impact our ground contact time. It can be short or long. Next, leg movement during the contact. Our leg movement speed can be equal to our overall momentum, or we can build up the speed before the contact. Or otherwise, we can stick, meaning our leg moves faster than our body during the contact. These leg movement types impact our recovery phase time. Let's continue with cadence. For those who don't know, cadence is our steps per minute rate. And we can run at a cadence of 120, or 180, or even 200. Cadence also impacts our ground contact time. Next, hip extension. It can be average, high, or almost none at all. Finally, our arms. We can run with our arms half bent, arms almost straight, or we can go Naruto run. Arm movement impacts our body balance when we run. Perhaps we can go on like this forever. We can talk about leg bends, body angle, or arm swings. Everything has its variations. But right now, we are trying to make some basic conclusions, so let's stick to the ones that we have covered. We need to find a proper running technique. Maybe it's the one that allows running the fastest. And already here there are differences. The thing is, sprinters use their running technique, but for a long distance, a running technique with a longer recovery phase is more efficient. So a proper running technique is not necessarily the fastest. But let's try to find it anyway. Maybe it's the most efficient technique for a specific distance. But if you try to run like Eliud Kipchoge, there is a high chance you will get injured, because your muscles and joints are simply not ready for such a load. Even if you make it safe, you probably won't last long running like this. So what did we end up with? A proper running technique might get us injured. So how can we call it correct? No, this just doesn't make any sense. There is one last option though. Perhaps a proper running technique is the one that is the safest and most efficient for your body. But it is your current running technique, isn't it? Your muscles and joints are used to running like this. They are ready. They are used to the movements you did, and they can easily go on like this. It looks like you're already using a proper running technique, and your friend has a proper running technique. Runners all over the world are running correctly. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. But another thing is, your running technique might not be very efficient. To make your running form better, you should do drills and specific exercises. That way you teach your body to run differently. But it should happen slowly. It shouldn't be forced. Later, you just naturally start running more efficiently. Yeah, something like this. It feels kinda nice to put these self-taught running experts in place. those who say our running technique is wrong. Now you also have something against them, which is knowledge. But don't forget, your running form might not be very efficient, and you should work on it. Stay tuned, we will cover this later in our new uploads. But for now, that is it. Stay well and enjoy running.